Gary, it's 4th of July.
Here we
So,
go.
so
The
I'm
accent.
unironically going to probably talk the rest of the day just like this.
Here we go.
I'm feeling so patriotic right now. The spirit is rolling through, it is trickling through my veins. In fact, to commemorate the occasion of 4th of July, I wrote a song that really, I think, encapsulates what the true meaning of this day is all about. You ready? And I'm proud to be an American where it's buy one, get one free. Saw the savings and kissed the customers standing left and right to me. Half off on pool floats, pellet grills, and a feather down duvet. Well, there ain't no doubt I love rattan. God bless the USA. God bless you, America, and God bless 75% off.
Oh, hell, you brought a damn real tear to my eye. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Have you ever felt more
We love
patriotic?
savings.
Yeah, we love it.
Red,
We
white, and
love it.
blue, and buy one, get two. Oh my God.
100%.
Oh my God.
Listen, if America is going to do one thing,
Oh, that was good.
America is going to take on paper what could feel like a really somber holiday, and they're going to wrap it around a savings and a
Hell yeah.
sale. And that
I'm
is
saying.
4th of July, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Labor Day, Arbor
Do I
Day.
need a Honda Civic right now? I don't. Do I need a Subaru? I don't. Do I need a new mattress? I don't. But at these savings, I'd be losing money if I didn't spend money on these things. Hell, I would be economically unsound if I didn't take advantage of some of these red, white, and blue doorbuster savings. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Elle Duncan Show with Gary Streisky. We're feeling so damn patriotic. I mean, I do feel like if anybody is really thriving at this time, apart from like fireworks salesmen,
Uh-huh.
that feels like a job, right? Like, oh yeah, here's my
Yeah.
card. I sell fireworks.
Hell yeah.
It would be the Wicker, Big Wicker. It feels like Wicker and Rattan have a really big moment at 4th of July. They're
Mhm.
like, get your wicker furniture, 8-piece patio set. Like, I
Yes.
feel like specifically if there's one thing that you can get great savings on right now, it is any rattan or wicker furniture. So,
Uh-huh.
shout out to those true Americans and patriots, the people that make wicker
I just feel like you know that because somebody among us has done a recent backyard redesign, and
Yeah,
I and I feel and I feel like you single-handedly have kept the wicker industry afloat.
that's
And
fair.
Elle, I'm kind of exposing my hand here. What is rattan?
Yeah, so rattan would be like a nicer version of wicker, you know?
That's why I don't know
Um,
what it is. I know what wicker is. I
yeah,
don't know the elevated version. So
yeah.
I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Yeah. Typically the crosses are smaller. It's a
Got it.
type of wood,
Understood.
because wicker can be plastic. I've got plastic wicker. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be rattan speaks more to the material itself.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And yeah, so that's really I'm probably wrong and I'm sure that social media will tell me, but yeah, in
You
my
won't be.
mind,
It's an elevate.
rattan is West Elm wicker, right?
Oh,
Like if
oh,
wicker is on Wayfair, rattan
okay,
is on Pottery Barn.
okay. You get that wicker at Ocean State's job lot. You're not
Correct.
getting the rattan over there. Every time I think or I hear somebody speak of wicker, my mind immediately goes to Triscuits, the worst cracker of
Me
all
too.
time.
Yo,
Hell, it's this. Those
trash,
two are the
bruh.
same thing. They get made in the same factory, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't purchase either or.
You know what they are, Gary? Triscuits are the cracker version of unfrosted mini wheats. You know when people
Oh,
get the mini wheats and they don't have
yeah,
frosting on them,
yeah.
rendering them, in my
Why?
mind, completely useless. It's the same concept where it's just you just weaved like
For what?
wheat silk together and it's got no flavor or taste.
For what? Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
rock with that L whatsoever. I'm
That
glad we're
feels
on the
like
same page.
Yeah, that feels like an American thing, and we're gonna get to all that because you guys, this is a very patriotic episode. We are proud patriots. This is such an America podcast for you on your 4th of July. Hopefully, as you're setting up your barbecues or your swim parties or whatever it is that you're doing on this day, for myself and Gary working,
Come on.
then we hope that this is a nice little show for you. Just a little nugget of a show, if you will, where we'll talk a few uniquely American things on this holiday, and then
Uh-huh.
we'll send you on your merry way
Come
to
on.
get those bottle rockets off or whatever that you like to set off. First of all, there's nothing more American than the Olympics. Well,
Let's go.
nothing more international than the Olympics, but at least us pretending to give a shit about certain sports because said athletes will have our flag emblazoned on the front. Certainly, we all care about the WNBA. We care about the Olympic team. It was a source of much conversation. And I said on this very show, Gary, weeks ago, that while I did not think that Caitlin Clark was snubbed by not being on the Olympic team, if she didn't make the all-star roster, we would need to have some conversations. And
Yeah.
alas, we received Team WNBA, the all-star team that will face the Olympic team at WNBA All-Star in just a couple of weeks from now down in Phoenix.
Come on.
And Caitlin Clark is on that team, along with 2 other Fever teammates, Aaliyah Boston, the reigning Rookie of the Year, and Kelsey Mitchell, who's been playing fantastic for the Fever as they're trying to, I think they've won 5 of their last 8
Hmm.
games, right? Certainly a turnaround from where they started. But more importantly, Gare Bear, the prevailing headline from the revelation that we received yesterday of this Team WNBA is that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will be on the same team because she is also on the WNBA All-Star team. What do we
Oh,
think
the
about
enemy of
this?
my enemy now becomes my teammate. Oh, playing against the very women that supposedly stole the spots of these deserved rookies. There is so much storyline and drama leading into this July 20th game, Elle. I'm super bummed you're not going to be down there. Obviously, I'll be locked into the coverage, but you bring a certain amount of spice to it. It will be interesting, right? Because Caitlin Clark took to the podium after the All-Star results came out, and she was like, yeah, I know all of the talk that's been around it, but I've never been her teammate. So I'm actually looking forward to like running rock 5v5 with her. Hopefully it doesn't take away from the attention of everybody else on the team, which it certainly won't. You're going to have 24 of the best women hoopers all convening in Phoenix. So it's going to be there'll be plenty of love to be spread throughout. I'm excited, Elle. That's going to be nice. I hope those 2 rookies go off. I hope Team WNBA wins, to be honest.
Well, so the last time they did this in 2021 in preparation for the Tokyo Olympics, which of course were a year
Yeah.
late because of the pandemic, the Team WNBA did win. They were
Uh-huh.
led by Arika Gumbawale, many consider an Olympic snub this year, even though she says she pulled her hat out of the ring. So we'll see if they can lead what would be a huge upset yet again. But I think I love this concept much more than I love the concept of what the NBA does.
Sure.
I do think that, like, as Adam Silver sort of existentially thinking about how they change and save the All-Star game on the NBA side, looking at some format like this where you play an international team or you play somebody else, to ratchet up a little bit of the interest, like that this was floated to him as well. Do you make this an international game? Do you make it like the Americans versus the
Yeah.
foreign-born players, like, just to ratchet up a little bit of the competition? So I love this. I mean, this is gonna be really fun, really interesting, plenty of storylines. Largely, of course, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark playing together. I think people have decided, that they are, enemies. They've certainly tried to downplay that a little bit, but it's certainly there, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's some animus there. There's some tension there, and we're not gonna get, I don't think, anything revealing from Caitlin. She always sort of handles it pretty well in terms
Mhm.
of downplaying really any of the extracurricular stuff, but I'm interested to see because you're right, like, they'll probably discover that they are each other's best friends. Great
Sure.
post player, great guard, certainly gonna be interesting, and then you throw into the equation as well, Aaliyah Boston into that mix too, so gonna be a good one, excited for that, and alas, we don't have to talk about, was Caitlin Clark snubbed? Because she was not. She has been voted
Yeah,
into
we
the
knew that
All-Star and
wasn't going to happen.
appropriately so. We did
This
not.
game has all of the makings of, if you're familiar with the Rocks classic Gridiron Gang. Okay. Okay. When two rival gang members had to team up
God.
on this juvenile prison team, and they ended up being on the same team with one another. And there's this iconic. It gives me goosebumps every time where I can't remember the gang, but the kid gets the kickoff and he's running up the sideline and it goes slow motion. And then there's two defenders from the kickoff team about to tackle him. And then in slow motion, here comes the rival gang member right in front of him. And he looks back at him, and there are two opposing gang members on the same team. And they make eye contact. And for a split second, the guy returning the ball is like, wait a minute. Oh, you're gonna let these two people hit me. And then they lock eyes. They give each other one of these, and then the rival gang member blasts these two kickoff defenders. Boom, clear path, touchdown. And then his brother tried to shoot the kick returner after the game, and he was like, no. It was a whole thing. So that's what this reminds me of, what Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to be like for the All-Star game, minus
Thank
the extracurriculars after
Thank
the
you, Gary, for that
questions.
incredibly obscure reference that
No, it's not an
undoubtedly
obscure reference.
three to
Everybody
four, 3 to 4 of our viewers will understand. Thank you for that,
Well,
Gary.
that's on them for not watching and being locked into the Gridiron Gang. By the
How
way,
dare
hey,
you?
hey, by the way, Elle, Miss Movie Star, Ride Along is available on Netflix, okay, through the month of July. And
Wow.
anybody who has not watched that, Elle Duncan has like a 3-minute freaking
Oh
cameo
no,
in it. So watch it. It's available on Netflix.
it's a lie. I'm not in it for 3 minutes. In fact, my husband, like, still to this day, whenever he sees that actress, because ultimately she turns the TV off. I'm a reporter. She turns the TV off. And he always still to this day would be like, that girl turned off your news hitting. I don't like her. I'm in it for a second. It's legitimately one of those where you have to like back it up a couple times and go, is that her? So no, not 3 minutes at all.
Yeah.
Still get that residual check though, boo. Okay. All right.
Get your shmoney.
I still get that residual check, boo. Obviously, when Ride Along 2 came out, that check was nice.
Uh-huh.
In the dog days of summer, when Kevin Hart hasn't done or said anything of note, that check's about $25, but it still cashes. I'll
What's
take
the
it.
biggest check? What's the biggest residual you got from Ride Along?
Well, right after the movie came out, obviously. So I was getting like checks that were a few $100s every few months, six, seven
What?
hundred bucks. Yeah. And
That's
then that obviously
amazing.
got, I know, for me, that is, think about the people that are actually the central figures in these movies. Like I was a paid extra, but I got residuals enough to like, I've probably made all told, when did Ride Along come out? 2012?
12, I was
I've
gonna say,
probably,
yeah.
yeah, I probably made all told a couple $1,000s.
That's a side hustle, Elle. Do you know how many millions of Americans would kill for a side hustle that produced a couple $1,000s? So
In
wait a minute.
12
Explain
years.
explain to us. Listen, it's all about
What are you, 5? Is that a lot of money to you?
it's all about long-term success and sustainability. You're cashing a check for something you did 12 years ago, Elle. That's called success. So wait, explain to us peons who don't know what that's like. Are residuals based off the percentage of time you spent on camera during the duration of movie?
Yeah, it depends on like what's in your contract and as a paid extra you get a because I had a speaking part. So that's part of SAG. If it's a SAG affiliated movie, which 90% of them are, then you get a certain percentage for however many lines you have. So
Wow.
I had a few lines. And it was one day of work. I mean, it took about 12 hours to tape it because we were blowing up an entire warehouse in East Atlanta, but it was like essentially one day of work. It was really cool. Got to hang out on set with Kevin Hart. He never turns it off. That guy's always that way, by
That's
the way.
awesome.
Yeah,
And our
he's cool.
producer Dave just dropped in the chat, for that one day of work, you have clocked $14 a month every month for the last 12
Incredible.
years.
It's
That's big
amazing.
cash. Oh, that's big cash.
Yeah, it pays for at
That
least
used
one
to be a
streaming
tank of
service.
gas.
Yeah. It
And
pays
now
for my
it's
streaming service once a month or the 35 different subscriptions that I have that I still have yet to cancel even after our last episode. By the way, shout out to all the people that came up to me and said that thanks to that Bobby Bonilla Day episode, they discovered $200 to $300 worth of useless subscriptions that they had on their phone and they didn't even realize. So you're welcome. We're just out here trying to do the patriotic thing. We're
you
just
are
out here trying to
you are an
represent for our
economist.
country. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah. And
girlfriend was like, "Thank you for that," because I had to check and she doesn't pay for anything. And I was like, "Elle Duncan is doing the people's work as
yeah,
she
that's what I'm saying.
continues to do."
Listen, have people thrown out the term hero a couple of times, but I certainly don't consider myself a hero. I consider myself more a legend, like a Simone Biles.
I
I'm
mean,
the
you
Simone Biles of podcasting.
that's good. I like that. That's a good segue. By the way, you're not a hero. Okay, it's 2024. You're a shero.
Oh, there it is. A shenemy. Is that, do we just sheify everything at this?
We do.
That's right.
She.
We do drop herstory instead of history a lot more these days. Here's a
Yeah,
look at herstory.
herstory is kind of funny.
It doesn't really, it a little bit tiptoes along the line of a hysterectomy, which I don't ever feel comfortable with. So,
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of where my mind goes. Speaking of this ADD tour, shout out to Simone Biles. She qualifies for her third Olympics. This was 100%. We are definitely getting to the place though where gymnastics like used to be my thing. Like I growing up loved watching gymnastics, especially at the Olympics. It was gymnastics and ice skating. Figure
Oh,
skating and gymnastics were like I knew everything there was to know. And when they plopped up that picture of the gymnastics Olympic team for the women, I was like,
for
other than
real?
Simone Biles, I was like, who dat? And
Really?
like, I just had to take people's word for it. They were like, this is stacked. I was like,
Yo, we are
yeah.
stacked though, for real. Elle, we are a juggernaut. It's
You
gonna be
so
interesting
you
to see
know
what
so you know
China
about
rolls
the other
out.
gymnasts other than Simone Biles? Like you know all about them? You know their vibe, their thing?
I do. They're all on the elite level. When I went to the USA Gymnastics meet in Hartford, there were like there were there were 12 gymnasts, and literally all the talk, um, and Abby being like a retired gymnast was like all 12 of these girls could be on the Olympic team. Like they're obviously not all going to be able to make it, but they're all of the elite caliber. Simone Biles is still head and shoulders above the rest, but we're like super duper stacked.
Okay,
Kind
well,
of
they're
crazy.
not really super stacked and they're not really an Olympic team unless we give them a name because every Olympics, it feels like the gymnastics team has like some nickname, right? In
Okay.
2012, they were the Fierce Five.
Uh-huh.
In the London Games, the Final Five.
Yep.
For Rio, the Fighting Four in Tokyo. So I would like for us to workshop because all five members will be in Paris. What is their nickname that we could give to them since they need one in order to really be legitimized?
Elle, I've put together a short list from most basic to probably the biggest attention grabber. If you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind, I run through the list and kind of explain what I'm working with here.
Okay.
Okay, my first option out there is team colorblind. Why do I say that? Because we got one of everybody on the team. Okay. We
Oh
got a white woman,
God.
we got an Asian woman, we have a black woman, we have a mixed black woman, and we have I believe, I believe one of Hispanic heritage. I think of mulatto heritage. So I'm colorblind, baby. All the only color I see is this red, white, and blue, and these golds we're about to win. You dig? Okay, so that's one of them. Do you want to know the other one?
You could just call them like the United Colors of instead of Benetton of America. But yeah, no,
Oh,
colorblind,
United
that works too.
Nations. I
Mm,
okay, that's good. That's good.
yeah.
High Flive, because like they fly. It's a play on five. That's not my favorite one, but like a lot of people go the corny.
Boo.
Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. What about this one? What about this one? Team free healthcare, because you wish you could have it, but you ain't getting none of this. You wish you could. You don't like that
What?
one either?
Well, I don't understand that. What?
Okay, fine. You know what? What about this one? You'll love
They're
this
just
one.
getting worse, Gary. They started out strong and they're
No.
really
What about this? COVID 20, because they're sick and they're about to shut the world down again.
wow.
Come on, Elle. Come on. That's good.
No. What?
Elle.
What? Yo, we're so good. We're about to cause a pandemic.
That's right.
Send the
Elle,
world in disarray again.
we're shutting down every 4 years. And guess what? We're past due.
Then why don't you just call them the seatbelt gang, right? Lock them up.
Oh,
Yeah.
seatbelt.
Seatbelt gang.
Okay.
Lock it up. They're about to lock it up. I like that. Let's call them the seatbelt gang. It's definitely better than high flive.
Okay. First of all, Elle, I just wanted to throw something that's rated G in there for the children. Okay. I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know who's,
shocked. You don't think that calling something COVID-20 is for the kids. I can't imagine.
well, it's time to learn. Everybody knows what 19 is. And now COVID 20 is like, hey, listen, you know what, Elle, forget it. I need more support on this show. Okay.
Yeah, I think that we should go to the interwebs and workshop this. If you have a suggestion that has to be markedly better than Gary's suggestions,
You don't like
please
colorblind either?
send us something in the comments. No, it doesn't. No, no, because it literally says exactly, producer Jackson. It's such a low bar to clear to do better than what Gary just did. Colorblind insinuates that, like, excuse us that our outfits don't match. We're colorblind. Like, every single one of your things has a lengthy explanation behind it. That's not a thing. Like,
It's
fierce
not
five.
lengthy.
It's
How
all right there. Fighting four. It's all right. Final five. It's like, it's all right there in the name. It's all encompassing. Like, you literally need a 30-second explanation for each one. And the explanation is weird too. So no, I'm going to
well,
pass on all of these and
nah, those
hope
are for
that
the
the internet can do
simpletons.
better.
I want depth. You know, I want depth in my team. I want depth in the people that
Oh, I thought you said you want death. I was like, I know. That's why you called it COVID-20.
because we killing them. All right, we're going to the, again. I don't know what the Chinese team is made up of, or team. Well, actually, Russia's not allowed to participate yet, still. But anyway, actually, real quick about the Simone Biles thing, like her being 27 years old and competing in the gymnastics, or in the Olympics rather. That's probably one of the most impressive athletic feats ever. Like elite gymnasts are in high school. Like they're
Yeah.
16 and 17. So for her to be a decade older, yet still outperforming elite gymnasts,
Yeah.
and her bones, ligaments, everything is 10 years older than the most elite competition on the planet. I don't even know if we can liken that to like LeBron James averaging what he averaged this past season at age 39, right? Because there's still people who are doing it when they're 34, 35. Like this would probably be like LeBron James averaging 27, 10, and 9 when he's 49 in today's NBA.
In gymnastics years, she's 49 years old. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. I just came up with a nickname then. We should call this team Auntie and her babes.
Oh, Auntie and her, hold on. Auntie and her babes is kind of funny. It's a little lengthy. It's not going to fit on a shirt.
Fair.
Okay.
I think I'm just saying there's something there with the auntie, and
I
it's
think
it's
so.
something that you have to accept in your life. I've talked about this as a woman when you go from being, the young, hot, whatever, to being auntie. And it's
Yeah.
a little disorienting when someone calls you that for the first time. You're like, wow, you're not smiling at me or looking at me because you're flirting with me or because, you think I'm a catch.
Yeah.
I literally remind you of your aunt.
Are
Like
you
I
somebody's your auntie, huh?
correct. Like
This
you're coming
feels
to me for a peppermint or some gum, you need Advil. Like that's why you're looking at me. You're not walking over towards me because you want to flirt. You're walking over towards me because you assume I have a Band-Aid because I'm an auntie.
You got any games on your phone, auntie? You
Hey,
get in the
auntie,
phone,
I need some advice. You're like, damn, I'm auntie
send them
now.
away with the peppermint. That's good.
That's what it is. You know what I mean? I got a Werther's Originals in here somewhere,
That's
sweetie.
funny. That's
All right,
good.
when we come back, we're going to run down some of the things that you can only find in this lovely nation of America because it's 4th of July and I'm telling you, if you tapped my veins, stars and stripes would come streaming out. Stick around. The Elle Duncan Show will return.
Sounds like you might have COVID-20.
God. America,
Mm-mm.
here to save the mother.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. I don't know why every time this holiday, being at 4th of July, welcome back to the Elle Duncan Show with Gary Streisky, I automatically go Team America World Police. It
Why wouldn't
plays
you?
in my head all the time.
Yeah.
America. Yeah.
Kim Jong Un can kick rocks, dude. All right, you send that squad out, and it's night night for everybody getting in their way.
Oh God,
Uh,
South Park is so problematic in so many ways, and I still love it. That's that sophomore. That's what keeps me rooted. That's how I rebuke being an auntie. I still watch South Park, and I'll try to relate to like young people, but then I realize, oh, young people don't watch South Park. Only other old heads like me. So I'll be like, any chance you guys saw South Park recently? They're like, no, and you're old. So,
it is crazy how like millennials now we're like the professionals of
yeah.
the world. Like we
Mhm.
occupy all of the adult jobs now. That's freaking weird, man. Because
Yeah.
we have mutuals and we all have friends who are just absolute clown shows outside of working hours. But then like they're in charge of like really important stuff
Yeah.
during
Well,
like
except for office of the presidents, because basically you have to be a senile septuagenarian to be up for that one. But,
that shit is crazy.
which feels uniquely American, but probably isn't. In fact, when it comes to sports in America, because we promised you an incredibly patriotic show, what are some things, and we've been all over the world, Gary, what are some things that when it comes to sports, you will only find in the good old US of A?
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think there's any other country that's blowing the defense budget on flyovers. Okay. A
Yeah.
pregame flyover, and which, by the way, I've gone on record multiple times as saying the flyover is the single greatest thing in sports. I
Mhm.
don't care if it's a last second buzzer beater or overtime touchdown for the Super Bowl. Shout out to the Patriots. The flyover gets the people going like nothing ever before and nothing ever will. And especially when you consider we got to open up the wallet to the tune of like, I think it really is like $20 million to do like a single flyover, but it's worth it. And I'm glad that my tax dollars goes to those causes. So that's numero uno on my list, L.
Yeah, fly over a good one. It is like a really cool moment, but it is a 20-second moment that
Oh,
costs a ton of money. At least with the Goodyear blimp, which is also pretty seminal when it comes to like really major events, like it gets to float around a while. Trust me, I've been on that thing. You're there for like 8 hours. I'm like, "How long is this game? Good
and there is a
God."
bathroom.
There is a bathroom, but they encourage you not to use it. I'm like, "Well,
Excuse me. Why?
well, because, I mean, it's a blimp, It's one of those like when you're on a boat situation and they're like, "There is a bathroom, but we, like, don't want you to use the bathroom if you
Like,
don't have to
just
use the
hop in the water
bathroom."
real quick?
Yeah, if you could just, like, do a dive into the salt. The salt will kill it all. It kills all bacteria. You know another thing I think is uniquely a more American sporting events? I could
What's
be wrong here. Again, I know that the internet has a way of correcting us in these ways. The kiss cam.
Oh,
And
yes.
not just the kiss cam, but specifically the kiss cam where they act like 2 girls are about to kiss, and then some man stands in front of them, and then, like, the whole crowd, like, boos because they missed
Get out of the way, dude.
2 hot girls randomly making out.
Get out of the way, dude. We wanna see these birds making out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That feels uniquely American. What else?
Also, I don't think you're gonna find it in any other country. Maybe you will. And listen, we have a very international show group here. Dave Presley, joining us from the UK. Do they eat poop after championships? Because the Eagles, remember that fan who ate horse poop after the Eagles won the Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't know if that's something that the Americans should actually claim, but I think our fanhood um rival out rivals anybody else's.
I don't agree with that at all. And I know this because while unlike Presley, I am not from the UK, I have seen a movie called The Green Street Hooligans. And when it comes to hooliganism with soccer, they do some
Yeah.
wild shit, bruh.
No, you're
They do
right.
some wild shit. They like actually like murder each other over like
Mhm.
soccer. So look, I don't think
Well,
that we touch their fandom in any way. I just think that the quirks that we have surrounding the game were different. Yes, eating poop or like Philly fans climbing light poles or Bills fans showing the love of their team by jumping through folding tables. You
okay.
know? Like what happened to the good old UK way of showing that you love your team with a Molotov cocktail?
Yes. Okay, we do that. Or throwing batteries at Santa Claus. Although that is a tradition reserved for more the winter time and not necessarily July. But listen, the Cleveland back then Indians did what is it? Dime beer night, right? And they only did it once because
Yeah.
everybody got too drunk. They had to discontinue it. So I think I think that runs thick in the veins of America's sports fans for
Yeah,
sure.
Rocco's Jello shots at the
Yes.
College World Series. I don't think any other country is keeping a tote board of the hundreds of thousands of examples of alcoholism,
Correct.
so that's interesting. Um, also, and I'm always interested in this person too, and again, this I imagine that this happens, Presley, you can tell us in the UK, it just feels like it's a little bit a part of your custom for you guys to just chug beers because that's the thing that y'all do. But like the obligatory, like, let's show a hot girl in the crowd and see if like she's willing to take down this old Nat L. That feels uniquely American as well. And then said girl becoming like really famous. Phew.
Come on. Which we learned a lot about her since our last podcast. She wasn't a preschool teacher and she is planning on doing some stuff, and she used to work in a spring factory. Like, I'm interested to follow the evolution
The
of this
arc,
girl's professional journey.
the arc of that. All right,
Yeah.
so that's just some unique things that Americans do sports wise,
Yeah.
right? What do you think are the most American things though of all
Oh,
time? Like, what do you think other countries are going? Stupid Americans. Look how
okay.
they are. That's
Well,
so
stupid Americans, they say that because they're envious of us. I did make mention
aren't.
of this, and I have compiled a small list. Elle, I know we're asking for like a top 3. I did give us a bonus for. Number 1 is flyovers for me. I think it's the best thing that we do. I think we collectively, objectively agree as a country. It's awesome. Number 2 is just being kind of fat. Everybody
Yeah.
just kind of got a little extra on them. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, my friend is British. When she used to come see me, we would go out to dinner and just she would just the plate would come and she would shake her head for a solid 20 seconds. And I'd be like, "What, Chanel?" And she would just be like, "I don't understand your portions. Like, why do
Massive.
you all need?" She's like, "This is enough food for 3 meals." I'm like, 100%. And there is no place more emblematic of that than Oklahoma. I was like, I don't know that I need 3 to 4 pounds of fries with every sandwich that I order, but if you want 4 pounds of fresh cut fries, that's cool. No,
Straight
yeah,
up.
no, for sure.
It's just potatoes. I mean, they don't like everything we eat out here is banned elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 2, just sort of like kind of being fat.
Yeah,
Number 3, definitely for me, central air. Okay, air conditioning here. I've been to Europe a couple of times, and like they don't have it. And I'm like, what? Y'all got a 1,000-year head start. Why are we the ones who have it? You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you want, and people are gonna talk smack about America, whatever. But y'all are talking smack about America in like some hot, humid, stale, rooms, okay? Because we got central air. So we
it's
getting
fair.
these takes off crispy, 68 degrees.
When I was in France, there was like multiple like very nice hotels that's biggest like advertising was we have air. Like they literally were like, yeah, we're 5 star, but also we have air conditioning. And it was like, that is the hottest of commodities that they had
Straight
air.
up. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know you went to France. When was that? This is my bonus one. And also, yeah, so my buddy Dan Thomas, who hosts ESPN FC, I thought this was just like a rumor, but in England, and I don't want to ruffle DP's feathers, but they don't drink cold beer. It's room temp beer. And Dan
Ew.
was like, "Yeah,
Ew.
I didn't." He see lies, all caps. He said that they prefer. This is coming from Dan Thomas, ESPN FC host. They drink room temp beer. He didn't start drinking cold beer until he moved to America.
That's gross.
Bitter is warmer. He was drinking bitter.
I don't know what any of that means.
Bitter versus lager. I don't know, but everything that's got alcohol in it to me needs to be ice cold.
Yeah,
And you get that here in America. You know why? We got refrigeration. Also, bonus turning right on red. Did you know that that's like outlawed in the majority of countries? We
I
save so much
didn't.
time in America. So, boom.
Well, that's also because in a lot of countries, like turning right on red would mean turning into oncoming traffic because it's not. They drive on a
Straight up.
different
But you
side of
know,
the
left
road.
on red, whatever. Also, they don't have car culture like we like we got. They walk everywhere. They ride bikes.
Yeah, I know. They're not like obsessed with rims, systems, ground effects,
With
flow
rims.
masters. It's like,
Oh
why?
shit. This is coming from Elle, who lived in Atlanta during the heyday of spinners, dude. If you ride rims, you gotta ride flats.
Yeah, them spree
Yes.
wells. That was like an actual active dream of mine. I was like, all I want to do when I grow up is get some spree wells. I want some spinners.
Because you had the Dodge Avenger, and then I think did you have a Forerunner?
I did not have a Forerunner. I had a Honda Passport.
Passport, that's
Then
what it
I
was.
had a Chevy Trailblazer.
Trailblazer, that's what I knew you wanted to put some spinners on an SUV, L.
You know that I
All right, that's
did.
the fantastic thing about America. So, L, now that we've entered, because we're filming this episode July 3rd in the morning ahead of 4th of July, so that way everybody can enjoy their time off. So I've compiled a list of 5 things, okay? And I want
Mhm.
you to blindly rank these 4th of July things without knowing what's coming next. Are you
Okay.
ready?
All
Okay.
right. One through what?
1 through 5.
Okay.
1 obviously being the best thing, 5 being whatever. So,
Totally. Okay.
in random order. Oh, do you remember the Old Navy 4th of July shirts that every millennial must have a closet full of? They were $3 leading up to June, and then after July 4th, you can get one for 50 cents.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna put that at 5 because I currently do that with my kids. Same thing, same
Okay.
store, Old Navy. I'm like, oh, they said that they needed a stars and stripes themed outfit for tomorrow.
Straight
I'm
up.
gonna go get this $2.50 shirt that's gonna disintegrate in the wash. So that's a 5.
Okay. 4th of July. No 4th of July is complete without fireworks.
Oh, okay. So this would have been number 1 for me, but my
Mhm.
daughter has an aversion to sound. So fireworks just means me having to find her noise canceling earmuffs, talk her off a
Oh.
ledge, cushion her inside. It's just become a whole entire thing. So I'm going to give fireworks a 3 now. I think anybody that has small children recognizes that while fireworks are fun, when your head neighbor decides to set his fireworks off at midnight and your child's trying to sleep, and then it wakes them up in a terror, and then they won't go back to bed, fireworks plummet down the list, but I'll put them at 3.
So is it more of an audible thing or is it sort of like a fearful thing? Is it like a dog with thunder type thing or just
Yeah, it's
like
one of those they're dead asleep and all of a sudden they hear what sounds like rapid gunfire outside of
ah
their window and they're like, "What the is that?"
yeah, and then you gotta be like, "Oh, baby, it's okay. We live in
It's
West
just
Hartford.
firework.
There's none
Yeah,
of that
you're
out here,
fine.
okay? There's none of that out
You're
here."
fine.
Okay. Oh, here's one. Day off of work.
Oh, that's number 1. Except
What?
for that I don't actually get the day off on 4th of July. So are you trying to mock me? Are
You
you
don't gotta work
teasing
tomorrow.
me?
I'm literally doing Sports Center for you tomorrow.
No, I literally work tomorrow. What are you talking about?
Are you doing Sports Center tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing the 1 PM Sports Center. I didn't know there was a 6 PM.
So you say in the same breath, "I'm working for you," and then you say a time slot that you know that I am not on.
Yeah, you're right.
Interesting.
That's on me. I got 2 more. Um, Cooking out.
Oh, like a cookout?
Yeah,
Like a barbecue?
just
Oh,
like
number 2.
the
I love it.
kickback.
You know us. At
Correct,
my house, we need no other reason than the day ended in Y, and so we're gonna have a cookout. So we
correct.
love to cook out. Like, that's a thing.
And I know, and I strategically paused because this last one, you're gonna regret putting cookout. You're gonna regret your whole list. Day drinking.
You know, day drinking's not what it used to be.
Excuse me?
It's yeah, it's not. Again, like I hate being I'm telling you why everyone keeps calling me auntie now. I'm revealing it in real time. It's not the same because before you could like day drink, you could, pass out all day, wake up at night, keep going if you wanted to, watch movies, do whatever you want, still stay up and like feel good. But like during the day is when my kids need me the most. So day drinking is not the best. They're like, "Why is
Um,
mommy asleep at 3 on the couch?" It's just not the same way. So my
again?
my day actually, my drinking is more like mid-evening drinking. That's
Yes.
really, 6 o'clock. Because then I can sort of get to the finish line of my kids going to bed around 8:30. If I start drinking at 11 a.m., I'm not making it to bedtime.
You've changed, auntie.
I have changed.
You've changed. In the commercial break, Elle was like, "I went from being the hot young one to the wise owl."
Yeah, I'm Gandalf now. Like I
Ooh,
was, yeah.
ooh, Elle. Okay, I'll give you 1 blind rearrange
Okay. I'm
on
not
that fi
taking it. I don't
you
want it.
like the list of where it's at?
I like it where it is. Day off number 1, cookout number 2, fireworks number 3, day drinking number 4, Old Navy shirt number 5. Let's go, baby.
Okay, I respect the list.
Lock it in. Seatbelt gang,
It's locked
colorblind.
in. Baby, baby, killing them.
And before we get out of here, because of course there's nothing more synonymous with 4th of July besides those amazing sales that I mentioned at the top of the show than
That was
Joey
so good.
Chestnut shoving glizzies down his throat.
Mhm.
And we will not see him smashing hot dogs this year. Feels like that whole sentence is problematic. But let's list some other foods that you think only in America would someone understand? Like if you went to another country and you were like, "Where's the Skyline Chili contest?" They'd be like, "What the
Yeah,
are you talking about?" So I
yeah.
started there. Skyline Chili, chili on top of spaghetti, only American, absolutely deplorable. Also only a Cincinnati thing.
This has 2 answers to it, but if somebody not from America came over to the function and you were like, "Hey, what kind of salad would you like, potato or pasta?" And then you presented them a salad that's mayonnaise based and doesn't have any vegetables in it, they'd be like, "Where's the Where's the salad, dude? The audacity for Americans to be like, let's put potatoes and mayonnaise and bacon in a bowl. How can we get away with that? You know what? Let's call it salad. So
Totally fair.
potato salad
Chicken.
and pasta salad.
When I say chicken salad, I mean lettuce and grilled chicken. You mean shredded chicken smothered in mayonnaise with
Bits of
like
bacon.
cranberries in it.
Come on. Come on. Which on that point, Elle, I'll go ahead and just capture this since we're on the mayonnaise train. Just mayonnaise in general. I don't know what it's like abroad, but mayonnaise is a war crime. And Randy Scott, my Sports Center co-host, puts mayonnaise on his hot dogs, which is insane to
Disgusting.
me. That
It's
is
disgusting.
insane.
Mayonnaise is the one condiment where if used inappropriately, I will actually vomit. Like
You'll
I
say
will
something?
actually I will gag. I think mayonnaise is disgusting. In fact, I use avocado mayo. I hate mayonnaise so much. I was working at a concession stand when I was young one time, and it was one of those big tubs of mayonnaise, and
Nope.
something happened and I went to press it and it like exploded and
Nope.
it exploded mayo all over me. And when I tell you I might as well have been on Fear Factor. I might as well have been eating a Madagascar cockroach. That's
Oh,
how it was the grossest that's ever happened to me in my life,
no.
just being smothered in mayo.
Can't do it. Although Christina was like, justice for mayo lovers. There's always one in the group. And listen, I don't listen, I'm from a Korean family, so we eat weird stuff and stuff that smells different. So I don't hate on anybody's choices. All I'm saying is mayonnaise is not a choice that I will ever make. Just don't rock with it.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
gross.
Can't do
I
it.
would say that on the list of like things that are uniquely American in terms of food, one that is also Southern that I grew up with, and then when you say it like up north, people look at you like you're an idiot. Fried Coke. I mean Coca-Cola, guys, not cocaine. Please
Dude,
chill. But like,
damn. All right.
yeah, what they do is they basically take it's basically a funnel cake, but instead of like regular oil, they like put Coke in it as well. So you can like fry the Coke. You can fry it.
So it's
You can get this
infused.
at any fair, most fairs in Georgia. It's fried Coke, and it's essentially, yeah, like a funnel cake infused with fried Coca-Cola.
That
Hmm.
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
No way. I want to rock with that. Do you do Cokes and peanuts?
No,
That's
I
like
know
a
that's a thing. I
That's
know
like an
that's a
old
thing.
head thing. Well, since you're a sage owl now,
Because I'm
I didn't know if
Gandalf.
like on your way into work you just eat pretzels and drink Coke with peanuts in it.
That's exactly what I
Serving
do.
sizes too, or you mentioned serving sizes, so we're gonna have to go in there. Also, Mountain Dew just generally is like it strips battery acid off of things.
Yeah, Coke too.
What what was that? What was that lawsuit that was like that woman said there was a dead mouse in the bottom of her like Mountain Dew can, and Mountain Dew was like that's impossible because a mouse would have disintegrated in Mountain Dew. I'm like, whoa, for real? That's crazy. Like that was their defense. Was that no. There's no mouse in the bottom of your Mountain
Nothing.
Dew because there's no way a mouse would sustain life in the bottom of a can.
It would have disintegrated.
Straight up.
You got one more for the people?
I think there it is.
I don't think this is true. You wrote down PB and J. That can't be real.
No, I didn't write down P.
Other places eat peanut butter and jelly.
I
Oh,
didn't write
Presley
down
wrote
PB and
this.
J.
Okay, so just because like they don't eat it in Scotland, Ireland, where you're from.
I eat PB and J's all the time. I can't get down with that. Wait, man claims he was ill after discovering mouse in soda. There it is. DP pulled it right the freak up. Yeah, no, that's it.
This is a
Every,
good one too from our producer Christina Four Lokes. Four Locos
oh
are
yeah,
malt liquor hell. I don't, it's like not a single person has ever come out of drinking a Four Loco making good decisions. It's just
correct.
like, and you do it anyway. It's literally like the tempting of fate. You're like, I think I can do this. I think I can have a watermelon Four Loco and live to see the day. And they never do.
Mm-mm.
So that's a thing.
I never got down with them.
Ever. All right. I think that does it for this incredibly patriotic
That's right.
episode of the Elle Duncan Show. We're so glad you were able to join us. We hope you have a wonderful time
In
on
your
4th
old
of
Navy
July
t-shirts,
in your Old
going.
Navy t-shirts, drinking your mayo or whatever it is that you
Oh,
like to do, getting your shopping on and your rattan furniture, or if you're just a down home country person like me, wicker. And we will see you on Monday. Monday, a little bit of a different week for us. You'll be going to the ESPYs. I'll be going to a retreat um, in Idaho. So we will not have a show on Thursday, but we will join you on Monday. Remember, folks, as we always ask you to rate, review, subscribe, do all that. Tell somebody about the episode. Spread the word, okay? It would be unpatriotic if you didn't. Can you help out two fellow Americans by
Please,
telling everyone about their podcast?
please.
We stand for our flag. Bye.
Elle, enjoy your retreat with all the poor people.
Okay.